Do you ever walk into a library and wonder, looking at the shelves, there's so many books, and you wonder what's inside of each one of them, what kind of story they hold, what kind of characters they have, and what kind of wisdom and knowledge that you can gain from that story, you know? And what kind of inventions, discoveries, and inspirations they hold for you, and how it can impact your life at one moment of reading it, and how you can impact its history by you reading it. Maybe you're not a book person, or maybe you walk into a restaurant, and you have that lunchtime from work, and then you walk right to that cafe, and you get that chocolate chip, that ooey gooey chocolate chip cookie, that you love, and you look to that, and you look through that glass door, and you see so many other kind of cookies and pastries and sandwiches and so many kinds of foods, and you wonder, wow, each of them so different, different in texture, different in taste, and different in the way they smell, and you can smell them right through that glass door. I don't know how you can smell through those glass doors, but you are. And you wonder, wow, how it's gonna taste, and how does that macadamia cookie is gonna taste compared to the chocolate chip cookie? And a part of you wants to just buy the whole damn store and whole damn cafe so we can just sit down and just eat them for the rest of the day and say screw that job. Don't say screw that job. You need that job to buy that cookie, or maybe you don't. You see, there's so many possibilities and so many stories, and out of just one cookie, the story of that chef, putting so much love, or just misery of being in a job, let's just assume love into that cookie, and what kind of flour went into it, what kind of sugar went into it, and by each bite you take, you're taking part in that story of that cookie. How beautiful. You see that same emotion you have when you walk into that library or that restaurant, or just anywhere, and then you just are amazed by that possibility? I feel the same way too. When I walk outside and I see so many people, it doesn't matter. I walk into the classroom and I see so many students, or that professor, or I walk to a store, that Whole Foods or Stop and Shop, and I look at so many people walking around, and from the person that's picking up this moisturizer right next to the aisle that I am in, to the cashier that's ringing out my grocery bags, and to the girl that's serving me my coffee at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, or another fancy cafe I sometimes get to go to, and to my mailman, that comes to my door every single day or every other day to hand out mails, to the person that you're at the stoplight and you look right to your left and that person looking at you, and then you have an awkward moment and you're like, should I flash a smile? To from the person that's sitting next to you in line, to the person that's sitting, that just happens to sit next to you in stoplight. And when I look at these people, the same notion I have when I go to the library, or you might go to a restaurant and look at all these possibilities. To me, they're like books, who just happen to have, hands and legs and walking around. Because I look at them with this sense of, wow, everyone has such a beautiful story. They're all walking around with so much beautiful story and a storybook, so much written up until that moment. And as much as written, they walking around with so many blank pages, as they're writing their story from that moment on, and I get excited because they're sitting next to me. It's like going to a library and picking up a book. And I look towards connections I make with people with the same sense of enthusiasm and the same sense of passion, because it's like reading a book, but you don't have to actually sit down and flip through pages and read a book. You get to have that same level of interaction by conversing with someone, by having interaction with someone, because they might know something that you don't know. They might just, at that moment, just flash you a piece of wisdom that you're like, damn, you just kind of like get hit with that pop of wisdom. Or they just share something with you and then you've been just running around trying to find the answer to. Or they just have a connection to something that you've been trying to get to on your own. Or just if not trying to get anything, and just, the flash of smile that just cute little lady flashed to you, and that just all of a sudden that just brightened up your day, or the smile that you flashed to someone, or the conversation that you just had with someone, and they're like, you just made my day, and something inside of you is like, yeah, I helped them write part of their story, or hopefully. The point of this message is never underestimate the impact that you can have on another human being. It doesn't have to be someone you're in a relationship with. It doesn't have to be someone from your family. Someone that you even, have a class with all semester. It could be just that random stranger that you just happen to pass by for that split 10 seconds. Communication doesn't have to take on a form of actually sitting down and having a full-blown 2-hour conversation. Doesn't even need to require any conversation at all. We communicate not only through our words, through our eyes, through our body language, and a flash of smile with the dose of kindness in your heart. That's a form of communication. You look to someone, with the calming, with the you touch someone's shoulder, when they're panicking. You touch someone's shoulder with the sense of it's okay, it's all right. That's a form of communication. And someone's studying all night and you hand them a cup of coffee saying, you got this, here's a dose of inspiration. That's a form of caring communication. Or you pass by someone and you say hello. Or you just don't even say anything, you just smile through them, smile at them, not with your lips, with your mouth, but with your eyes. That's a form of subtle communication. Communication can take any and all forms, anything that you want it to be, But just never underestimate the power of a communication, of an impact, of a moment of kindness can have on someone. You never know. Someone could be at that store right next to you thinking of committing suicide, right after they get out of that store. And that flash of smile you flash to that person, or that 5-minute conversation you have with that person, or that compliment you gave that person. Damn, I love your smile. You just smile from, not just from your mouth, from your whole face. And that just brighten up their moment, their day. And you're like, screw suicide, screw committing suicide. I'm going to live the rest of my life with flashing smiles everywhere I go. Maybe you never know. Maybe you might be laughing, oh yeah, if that happens. But the point is, you never know. You never know, But not knowing it shouldn't ever stop you. It should never stop me. It shouldn't stop any one of us. Because think about it. Yeah, you're living this life, you have this life to live with you and the people around you till the end of the day, but we're all in this world living our lives, we're sharing this journey one way or another, whether they're part of your life from an intimate standpoint or not. We're passing by each other, we're sharing this world, and from that perspective it makes us family. We're in the same home that's called Earth. That makes us family members, The person that comes to deliver your mail, he's a family member in this planet, in this family called planet Earth. So be kind to one another. You never know. You never know how you could change their life, or they could change yours. You never know. The person you were just helping their grocery bags with, and the next day you walk into the interview, they just might end up be the person to interview you and hand you that job. So never underestimate the moment of kindness. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all, living through this life. Life's the cyclic process of, happiness, sadness, frustration, anger, and all types of energy and all types of emotions, going in and out of us. And let's be there for one another, even if that means just a flash of smile. Peace out, Girl Scout. Be kind to one another.